Or visit them at sunwarrior.com. That's sunwarrior.com.
Did you know there are over 3,000 kinds of snakes? And most, being shy, pose no threat to humans, but they are still feared and killed even for frivolous fashion. In his poem Snake, D.H. Lawrence marvels at a snake drinking from a water trough. He succumbs to irrational fear and impulsively throws a log at the very animal he admired moments before. He writes, "And immediately I regretted it. I thought how paltry, how vulgar, what a mean act. I despised myself and the voices of my accursed human education, and I wished he would come back, my snake, for he seemed to me again like a king in exile, uncrowned in the underworld." This is Ingrid Newkirk with Peter, reminding us it's easy to be kind by choosing fake snake over real skin for belts, bags, and shoes.
I played this song for you, Daniel. What is it?
Something from
Not
the 80s.
the words.
Something from the 80s.
it's just I was I had to clarify, you know.
I have no idea.
You don't know who this is? Listen, just another second. The voice?
It's not Prince. It's not I don't know.
Yes, it is Prince.
Is it? Dang it.
It is Prince.
Dang, I should have gone with the first instinct.
He won. All right,
Yeah,
Daniel.
I'll take it.
Good job,
Yeah.
everyone. Welcome
the
back
right
to One Life Radio. We play this game with Daniel because he didn't grow up with any music. He grew up in the mountain tops, and he didn't have much music. So
True.
we always play the game with him and Shawn, especially when Shawn's here.
He had a washboard and what is it, like the tub that, you know, with the string attached and the whole thing.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. but
here's
I don't
what
know
I
the name of it.
Well, here's the funny part. Okay.
Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing.
Not quite.
But the funny thing is, Shawn is one of the most astute music listeners that I know, other than myself and a couple of my friends.
He'll look
This
at
guy
me.
knows all music. I swear to God.
And every time I don't know, he'll look at me with such disappointment. Like,
I know.
like it's something new. He knows this about me.
Well, see,
He's like, how
so
can
you
not know that?
instinctively knew that was Prince, so that's good.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
coming
getting
along.
better.
You're learning.
He's rubbing off on me. So one of my bosses at Telos, one day we were out on the floor and we were training our different people, and he's like, "Daniel, I will give you a raise right now if you can tell me who's on." And I was like, "Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't even guess because I
Damn
didn't
it,
have a
Jim.
clue." I know, right?
You got to listen to more music. It's good for you anyway. So many things are good for you, and I love doing this show. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I have a very special guest on the line with us today. Her name is Victoria Field. She has more than 15 years of experience in the fitness and nutrition industry and has spearheaded cancer-focused pilot studies in partnership with oncologists and institutions, including Cedars Sinai Medical Center. Since 2016, Victoria has helped more than 100 cancer patients and nearly 500 canines with a ketogenic approach to disease management. Victoria is passionate about educating people about the ketogenic diet, and in an effort to do so, she co-founded Metabolic Health Initiative, an organization that hosts a large annual scientific conference called the Metabolic Health Summit in Los Angeles, California. The Metabolic Health Summit has a mission to revolutionize science and medicine by refocusing attention on the importance of nutrition and metabolism in treating disease, extending life, and improving human performance. Victoria is also a former professional athlete in the International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness. Quite a pleasure to have you on the show, Victoria. Welcome to One Life Radio.
Thank you so much for having me. It's exciting to be here, and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. And I've got your one of your friends here, Shawn Wells, in studio, and his trainer Daniel Tague. And so
Yep.
let's talk keto, you guys.
She is an amazing person. This is like an angel on earth right here.
Aw.
Oh, right
Wow.
back at you, Shawn. It's so good to connect with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, one of our things we love to do is we really want people to have a healthier life, so they can have healthier homes, healthier children, and just a happier world. And so I'm so glad we're talking about this again. The ketogenic diet has absolutely exploded worldwide. Would you say now worldwide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, okay. So let me ask you. I've never asked anybody this. So where did it first start, you guys?
I'll let you take this, Victoria.
Yeah, back in the 1920s. So it's been around
Yep.
for nearly 100 years, and really got its start with epileptic patients, childhood epilepsy patients specifically, and really that's sort of where it's currently used as standard of care. So where drugs fail, they'll implement a ketogenic diet in a hospital setting. And what's really interesting is that, drugs in some cases don't work for some of these kids. And the diet in many of these cases, except for some progressive physicians that are out there, is typically a second line of defense where it can stop seizures within a matter of 24 to 48 hours in many cases.
Wow.
So it's an interesting start.
Well, okay. So what does it do to the brain that shuts down the epilepsy? What's happening in the brain?
Yeah, so there's still a lot of research that really needs to be, I think, done in that area specifically, and there's a variety of mechanisms by which the ketogenic diet works. In fact, it's, now being extended, the studies are being extended far beyond epilepsy to ALS, to cancer, as I know we'll get into today. And it really is something where when I tell somebody who doesn't really know about the diet about it, it almost sounds like snake oil because it has this effect on so many, it's shown so much promise in so many different ailments, which is really exciting. And I think one of the biggest things is that ketones have a very neuroprotective effect on the brain. And sort of an interesting fact that's come out of Dr. Stephen Cunane's research, which is a big scientist in the space, is that even in the presence of glucose, when ketones are in the body, the brain will actually preferentially uptake ketones. So it's a pretty incredible fuel source that I think is often underutilized and certainly needs more research behind it, but it's gaining a lot of momentum in both preclinical, clinical studies that we're really starting to now hear it in the mainstream as well.
Mm-hmm. What about Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
And the effect.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah. You're great in this area, obviously, as well. But with Alzheimer's, it's also called type 3 diabetes, right? So there's insulin resistance in these brain cells. And, having the ketones for fuel can bypass that insulin resistance. But then there's also signaling, like Victoria is talking about, on a variety of levels that is still being explored. And then there's bypassing the mitochondrial dysfunction that can happen with so many various disease states where you get inflammation and glycation, which is blood sugar damage. So the inflammation, there's actually neuroinflammation that causes a number of these cognitive diseases too. So, or at least is a side effect of. So yeah, it can work on a variety of levels. I agree with Victoria. Like, it almost sounds like too good to be true when you talk about a number of these disease states, but almost all chronic disease has glycation, inflammation, oxidation, and ultimately mitochondrial dysfunction attached to it. And ketones in the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting and so forth address all that.
Yeah. It's really fascinating, and I have to tell you, Victoria. So I know that you have developed protocols for the KetoPet Sanctuary.
Super cool.
Yeah,
in Texas.
In Texas, yes, it's in Georgetown, right? But it's so funny. It's like I say this all the time on the air. Things happen that are so serendipitous, and so I just got my Nature magazine in the mail, and the cover story is "The Secrets of Pregnancy," and so which I actually want to read and give it to Lexi since she's pregnant right now, and so is another dear friend of mine. But there's an article in the middle of it. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. It's called "The Model Dog, Our Faithful Companions Share a Susceptibility to Lymphoma," and that studying dogs can shed insight into the human disease. And it goes on to say that tumor cells from dogs and humans look identical under the microscope, and I didn't know that. It talks about root causes and all that. So tell us what you guys are doing at the KetoPet Sanctuary.
Yeah, so that's really interesting you say that, and that's part of the reason, part of a few reasons why we wanted to work with dogs, because there are a lot of similarities there. And so really it got its start when Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, Dr. Peter Attia, who both have done some incredible work. Peter Attia has done great work in studying the applied science of longevity, and Dr. Dominic D'Agostino and Dr. Angela Poff are working hard in the lab to understand fat metabolism, ketones, their application in a variety of diseases, and even human performance under environmental extremes. So they met with a gentleman named Ron Penna, who's the founder of Quest Nutrition, and really shared this information with him. And at the time, it was like, gosh, how do we start, validating the diet right away in these other applications? It's been used in epilepsy for so long, but it's showing a lot of promise in cancer. And clinical trials are so important in, moving the needle forward, but, they can take some time, right? So we said, okay, well, we can get started by why don't we work with dogs? We could rescue dogs that have naturally occurring forms of cancer, different breeds, it's not your traditional research facility by any means, but we can rescue these dogs and bring them to this 53-acre ranch that became known as KetoPet. We actually had PET CT imaging on site, as well as, a vet team that could test their blood glucose, ketone levels, and a variety of sort of whole dog treatment methods, if you will, even metabolic conditioning, so their exercise is very regimented. And let's track their progress. And these are dogs that were otherwise going to be euthanized. So, if we can give them a second chance at life and maybe also impact the progression of their tumors, oh my gosh, this could be amazing. So we worked with a variety of dogs and got some incredible results in the process. They would all go on a ketogenic diet. So they were on some of them started a bit higher, sort of a classic ketogenic ratio of about 4-to-1 that's traditionally used with epilepsy patients. And then we slowly transitioned them to about a 2-to-1 ratio, which is about 82% of calories coming from fat, very low carb. So you're looking at like leafy green vegetables, different fat sources, heavy cream, butter, things along those lines, and great raw protein, which our dogs loved, and they were in heaven and really had sort of the all-star treatment. And many of these cases, we saw tumor reversal, if you will. So one of our first graduates was Callie, and she was diagnosed with hemangiosarcoma when she was about 4 years old.
Oh,
she
wow.
was given only 6 weeks to live. And what we thought was a litter of puppies was one puppy, and the rest was tumor. And
wow.
She had it. Yeah, it was a pretty horrible form of cancer. It's actually one of the most deadliest forms of cancer for dogs. And she went through surgery, and then we took her to KetoPet. She was PET scanned, and we found at that point it was metastatic. And so
I know what that means. I read about that last night. I'm starting to get smarter and smarter about this stuff. I'm going to have to. We have to go to break and station identification. Can you stay on the line and chat some more with Shawn and I and Daniel?
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. We'll be right back. We're going to go to break. You're listening to One Life Radio. Wellbeing Journal is a remarkable bi-monthly health publication esteemed by intelligent readers worldwide. It's available in print or digital, single issues or subscription. Its focus is on living a happy, healthy life and preventing or healing illnesses naturally. Preventing or healing cancer, arthritis, cardiovascular conditions, and digestive issues, as well as nutritional solutions for optimal health, are regular subjects. Learn more at wellbeingjournal.com.
Hi, this is Vaughn Eaglin. As a licensed professional counselor and supervisor, I spend my career helping people cope with emotional problems. But today, I want to talk to you about nutrition. People ask me all the time for nutrition and weight loss advice, and I always find myself recommending a raw vegan protein, a food supplement called Warrior Blend by Sun Warrior. I wasn't always active and fit. In fact, I was very overweight as a child, and as a counselor, I must emphasize the importance of the mind-body connection. A clean body helps with a clean mind. Start today with Sun Warrior Blend Raw Vegan Protein. For more information, go to sunwarrior.com and start living clean today.
Hi, everyone. It's Bernadette. Everyone knows that I'm a strong believer in the numerous health benefits of cannabinoids and CBD oils. As with any supplement, I always do my research and my homework to find the highest quality product on the market. That's why I'm so happy to announce our partnership with the H Hemp Company, founded by a group of the most experienced and respected names in the CBD community. H Hemp offers a line of innovative products that are all natural and tested for quality. Choose from flavorful oils, restorative body balm, and minty breath spray, all at affordable prices. And for every H Hemp product sold, the company makes a donation towards the fight against opioid and anti-anxiety drug addiction.